Let's make Belizean fried fish. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. And here's the fish that Joe picked up from the fish market. It's a red-tailed snapper, and it's a pretty decent sized one. I don't think it happened to be too big, but it's certainly very expensive. $12 for this one fish. So now Joe's gonna get it all cleaned and cut, and let's watch as he gets the fish prepared so we could take it to the stove and get it cooked. So Joe's working again in the kitchen, slaving. He's putting some water on the fish, and then he's got a lemon. And what are you gonna do? Come back to the counter? Come on back. See if I can follow him. So here it is. He's gonna cut that lemon open. See, he's just kind of squeezing it all over the fish and in the water. And this fish is already descaled, and the insides have already been taken out at the fish market, okay?
Wash it real good with the lemon. Make sure everything is cleaned out.
Okay, he says that he's washing it real good with the lemon. Now he's checking the insides to make sure that everything's out of it. And Joe's real thorough when it comes to fish because he doesn't want to find stuff inside his fish at all. Now you know my son Jory has run, right? He ran to his room and locked the door because he absolutely hates the smell of seafood. And I guess I can respect him for that because I don't like the smell of certain things either. I don't like the smell of papaya. I don't like the smell of cantaloupe or mushmelon, as you know it in Belize. There's a lot of things that I can't tolerate the smell of, and guava.
Clean on real good, taking all the blood and all that. So
okay, let me get in there with the camera. Hang on.
Everything is nice and clean. I like to have it clean. Wash it up good.
So that's a close-up view of the inside of the fish. And zoom back out. Joe got all that crud and stuff out of there, dead blood, whatever was in there. There was no gill in it, by the way. It came from the store that way.
Now we're going to throw the water off.
No, he's going to go throw the water off. Let's see if we could follow him. He's not following my directions well, you guys.
Water, and we're going to let it cut up here now. Okay. Come back.
So here we are at the counter. The fish is washed and clean, and he's going to take that serrated knife and cut straight through the halfway mark. And I'm glad he's doing this, guys, because I hate doing this part. I'm just saying. I prefer salmon because it comes already like steaks for me. So now he's going to put these slits right there on one side of the tail, put the other slit on the other side of the tail, and that's to make it fry more quickly and to also have some of the spices go into the flesh of the fish here. And he's doing it on the top part too. And by the way, Jada informed me that the eye of the fish is the most healthy part, and I know my dad eats the eye, but not me. So now he's going to move along to get it with seasoning on it, and we're basically going to put salt and black pepper. So let's get to that part. So it's time to add the spices, and like I said, we're only going to do salt and black pepper. We don't do any of that other like spice that people add on fish and meat and stuff because I tend to have a lot of issues with the additives that they put in those spices. So basic salt, basic black pepper. And I do have sea salt, you guys, and Joshua eats that. I don't eat the sea salt because it has less sodium than this table salt, and it's kind of hard for me to adjust the taste so far. I'm trying, and I know less sodium would be good for me, but I'm trying because sometimes with the less sodium I tend to put more, and then I overdo. So let me have Joe go on ahead and show us what he's doing. Move that plate a little bit closer, and see in those slits right there, he's putting the salt and the pepper. And the reason he mixed the salt and the pepper on the table, on the counter, is because he wanted to have an even amount to rub all over the fish. So that's basically what he's doing, rubbing the salt and black pepper mixture into the slits and all on the outside of the fish, and he'll also rub it on the inside. And we're cooking it the Belize way, because I know here in America, when they cook fried fish, or they call it fish fry, they tend to put it in batter. And I like things that are in batter, but not Joe. He can't stand anything that's covered with flour or in batter. For that matter, he doesn't like pasta. You know, he doesn't like mashed potato. He doesn't like anything that's mushy. And like I always tell him, if you don't like anything that's mushy, what are you doing with me? I'm mushy. So here we are at the stove. I'm going to add some canola oil. I think that's about enough. This is a small skillet, you guys, and the fish is cut in half. That's why we can put it in the skillet. And the reason we're not using a cast iron skillet is because the fish tends to stick a lot to those. So we want to use a non-stick pan. And we're going to get the stove lit right now and get it heated up. And when it's fully heated, we're going to put the fish in there and watch it while it fries. When our pan was sufficiently hot enough, I went ahead and put one piece in, and now we're going to get the other piece in. Here comes Joe with the other piece. We'll drop it from too high, Joe. And there's a reason you don't want to drop it from too high, because it's going to splatter and you could get burned with the oil. That's why I have it on the back burner. And also, you could make a mess over the stove, and you guys know how I feel about my stove, right? Over in that other pot on the right, I have some stewed beans. So we're really going big today with this dinner. All we're gonna do is watch this fish fry in the oil on one side. When it's done on one side, we're gonna flip it to the other side, and I'm gonna time it to see how long it takes to cook on one side, okay? So here's Joe turning the fish over. Be careful when you turn it, guys. You don't wanna let it get away from you and you mess up the stove. I'm always about not messing up the stove because I'm the only one that cleans it, okay? So look at the color. Let me zoom in so you can see the color. Beautiful. Oh, by the way, it took about 9 to 10 minutes to cook on the first side, and it'll take about the same length of time to cook on the next side, okay? Here's our finished product of the fried fish. Look at the head. This is the tail. And I'm gonna fight Joe for the tail because I like that better. Not really, guys. Joe always gives me the best. He'll say, oh, you can have the tail, I'll take the head. Isn't that so cool? Let's zoom out. The Creole phrase of the day is thank you. And in English, that means thank you. Now, over here in America, I've heard fried fish being referred to as fish fry. I don't know which one is the correct way of saying it, but in Belize, we call it fried fish, right? And it's mostly snapper that they do in Belize. That's why I had Joe buy a snapper this time, but the snapper is very expensive. And so in the future, I'll use stuff like salmon and things that are a little bit cheaper. I don't like tilapia, but I do understand that a lot of people like that fish. And so you can use any fish, and as long as you don't put batter on it, you're basically making Belizean fried fish. I think this came out just lovely. I appreciate the fact that Joe stayed in the kitchen and helped me. I hate making fried foods. It makes the house smell like fried foods all day long. Your clothes smell like it. We kind of have to lock up the room door, stuff like that. So honestly, when I do my fish, I mostly do a lot of steaming, or boiling it in a little bit of coconut milk and water, kind of like when we do the boil up. But every now and again, Joe likes his fried fish and Johnny cakes. And that's basically what he's going to eat that with today. Fried fish and Johnny cakes. Belizean old school style breakfast, right?